We had a long break, but we're back here with the DPC Eastern European Division 2. I'm Harry Freak, and I'm gonna be continuing to bring you the action of this day. We already went through the first series of the day. It was a 2-0 for Navi Junior versus No Sorry, but now we're gonna be moving on to MoneyMakers versus Sigma.YNT. So for the first series, I thought it was probably gonna be 2-0 or 2-1 for No Sorry. Boy, was I wrong. Of course, Navi Junior, they did show a certain level of gameplay that No Sorry just couldn't keep up with, especially in game number 2. But here in this series, I'm more than sure that MoneyMakers are winning this 2-0. MoneyMakers have been looking pretty solid. They did beat No Sorry 2-0. No Sorry beat Sigma.YNT 2-0. So just by that, MoneyMakers should be winning this one. They have been playing solid Dota. They won a game versus ULA Kumni Hao, and you know they weren't an easy team to beat. So Sigma.YNT, who have definitely been looking pretty bad, definitely not as good as people would expect from a team that got third in the placements in the last DPC. You know, it's going to be a rough one for them. Also, MoneyMakers in some third-party tournaments, they did perform quite well. So this team, it definitely has something to bring to the table. Lucas, Yegor, Vierch, Bignam, and Slayer are no pushovers whatsoever. And, well, Sigma.YNT, they changed Violent, and everything changed for them. So Dark Lord just hasn't lived up to the name of Violent. And to be honest, even the other ones aren't playing the same level of Dota as they used in the previous season. But we do get ourselves into the draft here right off the bat. No surprises in terms of bans. I'm liking that the Nature's Prophet did get removed because Lucas has been focusing on that one quite a lot. I have to say, in this tour, compared to the other tour, we're seeing a lot more versatility. In the previous tour, you would see the teams pick the same things. Here, it actually does depend on the team. It really does. So I'm liking that that's the case because it's not always that way. Sometimes teams are just playing the same thing. Here we do see some versatility. So the E patch definitely helped. Of course, we're all waiting for the 734 to come out before the major, we are hoping, because they promised it to us during April, and guess what? 10 seconds we're halfway there. I'm guessing it won't be coming out in the midst of the Division 2, but who knows, we'll see. Death Prophet does come out. Some teams, they really do prefer this hero. Some teams, they ignore it altogether, but because some of the teams prefer it, it usually does get banned out. Or picked, you know, because out of the two teams, at least one usually is one of those teams that does like playing with it, and Sigma.YNT are one of those for sure.
Radiant team pick.
Disruptor.
MoneyMakers, they get a Disruptor. I want to see Disruptor's win rate. Okay, so it's increasing. It's still below 50%. In Division 1, it was 72% when the division ended. How it's looking in terms of Radiant Dire? 60% Radiant, 40% Dire. So it's starting to equalize. The Dire side is starting to win a little bit more. Either way, in this particular matchup, I don't think it's necessarily going to be that big of a deal. The Doom gets picked up immediately. They go for the Ursa. I'm not sure Ursa is the best one versus the Doom. Doom is fast. He's hard to catch. He does a lot of damage. He can definitely lane well against the Ursa. I'm actually surprised that they picked it so early here. I guess Dark Lord is solid on the hero, but that's about the only reason to take it. You don't like playing against the Disruptor. You don't like your BKB being forced out early. If the Doom finds you before you use your ulti, you're kind of screwed. Of course, you can respond. It's not impossible, but it is definitely not easy. Let's see Sigma.YNT. How many times did they play the Ursa?
10 seconds
They played an Ursa versus Team Sexy. That seems to be one of their longest games they played, and that's the only Ursa that they played. So I'm kind of surprised that they picked it up so early. Either way, MoneyMakers, they are seems to be protecting the Doom. I think MoneyMakers played a core Doom as well. Let me check that. I mean a carry Doom. Nope, I'm wrong. Wasn't them that utilized it. So this could be offlane.
Dire team ban.
Actually, Klaxon? Let me check what's happening there.
Radiant team ban.
Okay, so no info about a stand-in for
Radiant
MoneyMakers.
team,
Did
dire
Vier
team pick.
change his name? Let me check that one. MoneyMakers. Nope, no
10
info on a
seconds remaining.
stand-in. So I'm guessing that Klaxon is Vierch.
5 seconds
And Vierch
remaining.
is a little bit hard to pronounce for anyone who doesn't have any touch with the language. So I'm guessing that's the case.
Dire team pick. Radiant team.
So Sigma.YNT. Okay, so now we know that this is a mid lane DP. There's no doubt about it. This is an offlane centaur, a hoodwink. There's a lot of burst potential coming out from those two. They completely switched up their draft now with these two picks.
10
Because
seconds
when you
remaining.
look at their draft, they were more so roche taking. Maybe we have some physical
5
damage
seconds
burst.
remaining.
We're more about towers,
Dire
roche, and stuff
team
like
ban.
that. Now they have blink initiation and burst, right? Quite a lot of it. But the
Radiant
clockwork
team
and the
ban.
drow are actually perfect against it. First of all, drow is a core that builds a 4-staff 100% of the time. Clockwork does that as well. Clockwork is very good at giving vision. He doesn't mind dying. He doesn't mind intercepting the sharpshooter. So this is a beautiful duo for MoneyMakers. I really like
10
how they
seconds remaining.
responded to this. And drow is very well established in the
5
current
seconds
meta.
remaining.
Okay, so Klaxon is a stand-in. Okay. Okay, now I find it. Klaxon is a stand-in. It's not Vierch. Okay, now I got the
Dire
info.
team ban.
It was my fault, guys, for not having the info
Radiant
immediately.
team ban.
Don't blame the production or Paragon. Your caster has failed you. So, Tinker does get removed. For you has been a
10
pretty
seconds
formidable
remaining.
Tinker in the previous season. In this one, well, Sigma.YNT just haven't been a formidable
5
team, so he
seconds
hasn't been able to
remaining.
do much with the bans, I guess. It was pretty much apparent here that they maybe wanted it. Zeus and the puck. Storm is left in the pool. We're not seeing much Storm here in Division 2. I don't know why. I don't know why it's that out of the picture.
Dire team pick.
So they get rid of the Warlock. I guess it could be a DP position 5. I haven't seen it for a very long time. It's something that can be punished. The Snapfire comes out. So what's... I think it's more... It's safer to say that this is going to be a Snapfire 5. It just looks better as a support in this game, I think. Does lane better
10
with Ursa.
seconds
You're going to be
remaining.
able to allow him to actually go forward to somewhat threaten
5
the Doom.
seconds remaining.
It does seem like a better 5 than a 2. I mean, still depends on what you pick, but even if you pick a melee hero here, the Death Prophet does deal okay with melee heroes. So what is there for Yegor? He could play a Doom, but he's probably not going to. So what did they play? Ember is in the pool. Lesh is in the pool. Those are all heroes he played. Coddle is in the pool, which is something that he could pull out. And it does look pretty decent here. You actually have no catch for him. I would love if they picked up a Coddle. Anything else used up? I think this is Coddle. Let's go. Yegor Coddle. GG. Literally GG. You get a Spirit Vessel here, and it's so amazing that it's insane. 2 strength heroes plus a Death Prophet. Oh, they're gonna go for a
Now
Tusk.
select your heroes.
Okay, so Tusk mid, we haven't seen that for quite some time. Yegor is pretty solid on it. I have to say DP doesn't like burst physical damage right into her, and Drow and the Tusk are exactly that. She doesn't like burst damage of any kind, but I'm not the biggest fan of this last pick. I guess the supports of Sigma.YNT are pretty much one-shots for the Tusk, and that might be the reason he got it. When you look at heroes of Sigma.YNT, none of them have good armor. So in that regard, it's solid, but the hero isn't in a greatest spot right now. Still, I do think that Moneymakers are a lot stronger of a team. Playing with a stand-in might come into play, but I still think they should be winning this one. Sigma.YNT are not gonna have the easiest time. Vanscore is not picking up his hero, so I'm not sure what that's all about. But either way, looking at the Sigma.YNT lineup, they actually have a well-rounded lineup, right? Because it's not a lineup that counters Moneymakers, but you have Roche, you have Burst, you have Tower taking potential, you have stuns, AoE stuns, team fight. You got everything on your side. Still, you have a Snowball save, you have a Clockwork Vision, you have really good chase. Laning stage-wise, you should be okay. The Ursa and the Centaur are both kind of reliant on doing well in the lanes, and you actually have good ways to prevent them from at least getting kills. So that's a big deal. That's actually a pretty big deal here for the side of Moneymakers. So yeah, I'm gonna be staying with them. I think they're the favorites. I don't know how much the stand-in will impact it, but it shouldn't be too much. Fierch isn't usually the guy that everybody relies on. He's just stable. So if Klaxon brings that stability, I think it's going to be quite fine. And bringing stability to a team is usually the easiest thing to do. But before we get ourselves into game number 1 of this series, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And we get ourselves into game number 1 of Moneymakers versus Sigma.YNT. Both teams are smoked. Both teams are looking for something. But in the end, what they're going to be getting is just ward placement, because that's about it. One team is on the one side of the map and the other one on the other. So nothing big other than some wards being placed down. I'm guessing Sigma.YNT, they're picking out that high ground there, so some couriers are probably going to be sniped by the Hoodwink. And looking at the odds here, I think that's pretty much the difference in strength between these two teams, maybe even more in terms of Moneymakers, but considering they have a stand-in, I'd say that's about right. Sigma. Oh, actually, this is Moneymakers is YNT and Sigma.YNT. Yeah, so these guys used to be same organization, and I'm guessing that because Sigma.YNT did better, YNT was like, yeah, we're staying with these guys. You're gone. And, well, I think they probably made a mistake, because Moneymakers are doing much better than Sigma currently, and that's probably going to continue with the way that they're playing. They are 1-1, so we can't really say just yet, but the way that they played their games was actually quite solid. Camps here being blocked. You understand that the Doom can get himself some solid creeps there. If he goes into the jungle, he starts off with the boots. I like this. You're up against the Ursa, you need the mobility, especially when there's a Snapfire in the fray there, because the cookie is one of the best spells to actually keep the Ursa on you, and very hard to dodge if you don't have the right movement speed. I'm guessing the Cobbled Foreman would be the best one for the Doom to get in that lane. You have boots, you have the Cobbled Foreman. It's gonna be a problem. Maybe, you know, a Harpy Stormcrafter, but I would like him to have that movement speed, get a couple of points in the Scorched Earth, and well, then the Ursa is gonna be in trouble. Yegor, he's being slapped by 4U here. It's a Tusk. You don't really lose the lane much against anybody. Once you get the bottle, you're gonna be fine. So he's getting a solid amount of CS there on the Tusk. Top lane, Klaxon. He didn't skill up anything. If you're not gonna skill up Scorched Earth, I'm guessing you better just go for the Devour, but it does get level 2 right now, so we'll see what the play will be. He goes for the Scorched Earth, and there's the Infernal Blade. Vanscore has to be careful, has the Fairy Fire, so shouldn't really die. And Klaxon, he's the one that's gonna have to be careful, committing a little bit too much, and they don't get the kill, but they actually do quite a lot of damage. This is a problem when laning against a hero like an Ursa. If you're not targeting him, he is actually capable of killing you, which is something that they're going for. Nice glimpse there just in time will save Klaxon's life. Dark Lord, he takes some damage, especially from that glimpse. But overall is going to be fine in the top dog in this lane for the Knights already, and that should probably continue to increase, especially with Vanscore having to Bignum. Some trouble, doesn't have the glimpse, and they should be able to run him down. He doesn't have the boots, they have the cookie, the stun is there. No mana for a Scatter Blast. He's gonna have it now on Vanscore. Does he get this kill actually? He is pretty fast on the Grandma, but the Thunderstrike is keeping away Bignum. Yeah, he doesn't have anywhere to run, and it is gonna be Vanscore getting himself the first blood. So nice start for Sigma.YNT here at the start of the game. Dark Lord continuing to farm uncontested, and yeah, well, at least the Disruptor will be coming back full mana, full HP. But you need to continue applying pressure to the Ursa. Considering he doesn't have any HP right now, it's the best time to do so. Mid lane, well, Tusk falling slightly behind. DP usually does win her lane versus melee heroes. Tusk is not an easy hero to shut down, so he should be fine. But you naturally want to be even in the lane. Top lane Vanscore does drop down, so they get their revenge. Bignum, he was killed by him earlier. Now it's gonna be going the other way around. 2 points in Scorched Earth. Klaxon, his damage output is actually quite high. So right now you want to use these creeps to maybe apply a little bit more pressure onto Dark Lord, but it's scary without the Scorched Earth, so you're gonna have to be careful, and Klaxon just goes for a farming mission there, pulls the creeps, and with the Scorched Earth he should be fine. Dark Lord is dropping low, has the glimpse, he should be able to survive on the Ursa, but Bignum is not gonna be so lucky. He needs some really big jukes here, and doesn't seem like he's gonna be getting those. Can he survive one more hit? Nope. Vanscore gets the kill, and Klaxon, maybe he was part of this one. They could have killed the Ursa or potentially saved his teammate. Well, he gets neither, and Dark Lord, well, he's gonna be getting a double tangle plus the Ring of Health. His HP should be coming back up to close full after this tango has expired. So Yegor and For You engaging in an epic battle in the mid lane. Creating stories here, guys. And Kuropatic, well, his story is about to end here, and with a multi-shot, that's gonna be a kill. Also, Queasy, that's not what you want. He's gonna have to use the Bushwhack to live. And the question is, will he really? The Drow Ranger doesn't want to continue chasing, doesn't really have that much mana, and Disruptor in trouble again, sends the Ursa back. That's not gonna be enough damage to kill him, and Klaxon, well, he just continues running forward. Vanscore, he's very low, had the sticks, so he's actually just baiting. Klaxon won't be able to bring him down. Still no points in Devour, so no extra gold for the Doom whatsoever. He wants the phase boots. He really wants to be running people down in this lane. Lucas, he's doing well. He did kill Kuropatic, but the thing is that you're never really gonna be stopping the Centaur from farming, especially a Drow. You have really bad animation, not the greatest of damage, and Centaur, he's the opposite of that. He has really good animation and really good damage. The only thing that Lucas has going here for him is, of course, the experience, and that is important for a Drow. But all three of the cores of Sigma.YNT topping the network chart, 6 minutes in. Not that big of a deal, but it's still nice. For You is level 6. So Exorcism is at the ready, and he does have a siege creep. Bignum, you can see that he is hovering around the mid lane to make sure that he assists his buddy if any Exorcism does come out. And there it is. For You will be popping it. They use the glyph, but immediately he pulls the creeps back, so it's not gonna be that much damage. And For You has to be careful. The tower is gonna be attacking him, and he does have the Fairy Fire, so won't really be going down. And that's gonna be the tower in the mid lane, not really taking any significant damage. Yegor has the mana for all 3 of his spells, so for you, you're gonna have to be really careful. Going for an Atos, that's the current build for the Death Prophet. No surprises there at all. So the Exorcism expires, is gonna be full HP at least, so the farming will continue. Long laning phase definitely does benefit Moneymakers, though I'm not even so sure about it, considering that the Doom doesn't have Devour. Kuropatic, poor guy, is gonna be pulled back. They have the glimpse, he's waiting. Inside of the cogs, kinetic field, they do overlap those. Coming in with a Death Prophet, Kuropatic, is he gonna even die here? Will be going down, but Lucas is low. He does have the gust, pushes the DP away. Another Crypt Storm will finish him off, but the Tusk is here as well. Yegor going forward, doesn't have his tag team, and for you isn't really a target without the Drought. You don't have the damage overlapping those spells. They're definitely gonna be sad about it, and for you, a little bit stronger than Yegor. So Sigma.YNT, they started the game quite nicely for themselves. 1k gold lead. Doom dies on the top lane as well. So everything working out well for Sigma.YNT here. Right out of the laning stage, they are the ones that control the map. But it's still not that big of a deal, right? Ursa having a good start. Quite nice for you. We'll get glimpsed away. He finds a haste rune. Not really glimpsed away though. This is going to be very fast. And Lucas doesn't want to stay on the bottom lane any longer. They left the Tusk. I would have assumed he would want to be there with the Tusk killing the enemies. But no points in tag team, so his damage isn't really buffed up. But Yegor is farming well. We'll see if it's going to be a blink that he goes for. I'm guessing that's going to be the case. Out of all the cores, Kuropatic struggling the most. Here comes the DP, has the haste rune for you. No ulti for 2 seconds. He will have it now. And Yegor, this snowball really won't be saving your life. Ooh, that was close. If he used the fairy fire, maybe he actually lives there. But this is a tower going down. They have the glyph. It's going to delay it for 7 seconds. But once they are out, the tower will be as well. Oh, this tier 1 there definitely won't be standing there for long. Bigram. Yes, found the Van score. Let's see who has found who. The Drow is coming, and with a glimpse they should be able to get this kill. Van score going for a DP out. A couple of more shots. Ooh, he gets out just in time. Maybe one more piercing shot would have done it, but he went with the multi-shot, thinking that's gonna be more damage. In the end, he was wrong. That they do not get a kill, and very nice heads-up play coming out from the Snapfire to TP out of that situation. So Klaxon, he has 2 points in Devour. Midas will be on its way in no time. Has the
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
the Satyr Mindbreaker creep, so mana burn is at the ready. That's why it's a little bit hard for the Ursa to lane. You just lose your mana all the time, and it's not easy to play the Ursa without any. Vanscore gonna be caught. They have the uppercut there, and now Vanscore will die. He comes closer to the Drow. It's gonna be easier to get those arrows in. No piercing shots, of course, but still they do get the kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nicely done. Yegor has the Arcane Rune. It's one of the best runes for a Tusk early on, but he is really starting to fall off on this Tusk. Nowhere to farm, nothing to do. You want the kills, you're not getting too many. Well, that is gonna make you suffer. Was the blink, he's thinking about a Falcon's Blade as well. Doom will get his Midas. That's quite nice. Takes the siege creep immediately. No one is defending the top lane, so that's gonna be quite nice for Moneymakers. Klaxon is fitting in with the team quite nicely. He's making money. Big stacks for him, topping the net worth chart, especially now after this tower has fallen. So Klaxon is the best. He's the best stand-in they could have found. Sigma, they would like that mid lane tower to fall. Cookie being fed into the Death Prophet. Good girl, but they really don't get anything out of this one for now. I really would like to use that Atos. On the other hand, Moneymakers, they would love to bring down this Death Prophet. They have the Static Storm, no hook shot. Just
Dire's
yet.
middle tower is under attack.
He will have it in no time. Static Storm is a big deal. If you can get it on top of the Ursa, he should be going down. Does he understand the dangers that is coming to him? Well, considering he's hiding behind the tower, the answer is definitely yes. Dark Lord, he sees people are missing off the map, and he's not gonna be putting himself out there even with the Doom. Not coming close. You still aren't coming over. The Stampede being used. The Drow Ranger is being done with the Mortimer's Kiss. He has nowhere to go. That's the ult is being used for you. That could be a hero that gets taken down. Gets the silence also. No Static Storm, and Yegor has to use the Invis to get himself away. Oh, they will pull her back. Exorcism is still going strong, but let's see if they're gonna have enough damage. The cookie is gonna be put into her, and she is gonna be fine now with the Spirit Siphon. This is a disaster. You won't get any kills, and you're all going to die for you surviving through this one. The snowball coming through. You can't do it. The Doom will come out as well, and it doesn't matter at all. It's gonna be 4 heroes dead without you getting anything. Sigma.YNT, they maybe came in as the underdogs, but they will show their sponsors that they were right to keep them in the loop and remove Moneymakers out of it. 2 teams used to be brothers. Not any longer. We can see that Moneymakers are still holding on to the tag, but that fight started off perfectly for Sigma.YNT, killing the Drow, and everything after that Moneymakers tried to do, it ended up badly. I don't know if those cogs from the clockwork, if he doesn't use them, do they kill the Death Prophet? Maybe. But it was a reach anyways. Even if they would still be losing the tower and multiple heroes as well. Chase is on there in the jungle. The Hoodwink will get caught by the glimpse, so Queasy is gone. At least something. But you did lose your mid lane tower. Your jungle is warded. Your triangle is warded. Everything is being seen by Sigma.YNT, and they do have a blink on the Centaur, so they're really not gonna stop in terms of aggression anytime soon. $3K gold deficit with a Doom lineup. You have a Midas and a built-in Midas, and you're still in a deficit. This goes to show how much ahead Sigma.YNT are currently. They are going for something. The Drow caught again. No Force Staff on her. And he is dead once more. Slayer makes his presence known. They've used both of their ultis on the supports, and Slayer, he would love to escape, but the damage output of Sigma.YNT is a little bit too strong. And to be honest, the cookie would have connected anyways, so he was a goner either way. Damage or no damage. The Doom is making the BKB, but this game is looking very easy for Sigma.YNT currently. And that's not changing, to be honest. The Drow Ranger, you jumper, you killer. And looking at Moneymakers, well, what are you gonna do? You have all of your net worth onto this Doom, and he's gonna have a BKB, but what then? Who do you Doom? How do you start the fight? You're gonna need the blink as well, so it's gonna be another 5 minutes at least before he has that. And for Sigma.YNT, with this kind of a lead, it's very easy to itemize. 4 staff, and a 4 staff. And that's it. No shards, no cogs. The Drow isn't dishing out constant outputs of damage. They're fine. Player. We'll find Queasy thinking about a hook shot. You're alone, my friend, and he has a lot of buddies to help him. We'll get out of the cogs immediately there with the sharpshooter, so the 2 supports are gonna be trading their ultis. Kuropatic, he's ready to go in. Queasy, a little bit earlier, but look at this. Bignum will get caught by an 8 toss, and they're still coming for him. Bignum, can he really survive this one? Kinetic field does keep Fanscore away. The slow, not gonna be good enough. You don't get the connection, he'll be fine. Yegor decided not to go for a blink, so it's gonna be a BKB all immediately. I want to say I'm okay with that one, but you need a blink either way in this game. The game is gonna be hard for you, so blink agonyms is something that Tusk will have to get. Being able to reposition your opponents is of the utmost importance, especially if you're such a send him away, especially if he has a BKB. But this Arcane Rune, Slayer, Silent Stop caught, and not gonna be here for long. The Centaur jumps in to finish off the job after every single spell from his other teammates was expended, and he didn't die. Drow finally has a 4 staff, so Lucas will have a way to survive. He'll of course, wants the full Hurricane Pike, and the recipe just isn't that expensive. Every single position side of Sigma.YNT is more farmed than the other one, the other team. If you count the Doom as position 1, of course, you can say Doom is more farmed than the Centaur, but then the difference between the Ursa and the Drow is a little bit too big. Smoke from YNT, so from MoneyMakers, we find the hook shot. Queasy should be going down. Cookie does connect, but nice uppercut punch to stop it, and Vanscore turns around, will give his life away as well. So 2 supports that, just like that. Lucas, he gets a double, and of course, you have the glimpse, you're searching for more. Are you going to be finding it? Probably not, but you have to go and try, because this game is not going well. Getting those bonuses is very much important for MoneyMakers. Bignum.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's still searching and hoping, but everybody from Sigma.YNT is already out of there for a very long time. Drow, he does have that Hurricane Pike, and after the double kill, the shard will be out fairly soon, so you're gonna have a way to push out the waves. Right now, they're waiting for the Ursa. He's gonna have the BKB. With that, you and the blink, you get into the pit. Yegor is gonna be smacked down. He's not moving out of this one alive, so he does lose his life. This could be an opening for Roche for Sigma, unless they really wanted this tower. But I think Roche is a little bit better, with the Doom not having the BKB just yet. Bignum taking some damage. Nice silence coming out from Lucas. He actually saves his life. That would have been a kill. 90%. But a nice save coming out from the Drow. Not using the Force Stab defensively, but actually making sure that you get close to the enemy to be able to silence the Snapfire, and then the damage, of course, isn't going to be sufficient. Doom. Klaxon will have his blink fairly soon. Midas in 28 seconds. Devour in 10. So that is going to be a big influx of gold in less than half a minute. But for now, he's kind of spooked. Ooh, this is scary. And it really is. It really is scary. He needs to be very careful of dying right now. For you gets a BKB. That's a 9-second one. The Ursa will be getting his in no time as well. And then this gust from the Drow isn't really going to be helping all that much. But the Doom will. You still have vision. You still have Doom. Dark Lord, maybe you doom him from the trees. I don't think you do well against him still. Klaxon is wasting some of his time here. He's eating through the trees, finding himself a nice little spot to TP away from. Because it's a little bit too dangerous. Missing out on the map for that long is probably going to be a red flag. So this center will not get caught. And he does have a ward there on the lane. So he knows everything that's happening, everything that's going his way is going to be scouted quite nicely. He sees Yegor quite nice. Okay, so the Tusk did get a blink. I would go immediately into an Aghanims. Just screw the BKB. If you get caught first, you're probably going to be dying anyways if you get stunned up. So just make sure that you have that Aghanims to play with. MoneyMakers, Roche. I doubt it. I doubt you can go for it. The scan was used, and Sigma.YNT, they know they're in the vicinity. They don't know if they're going for Roche, but it seems like MoneyMakers that they are baiting. Jump in the haste rune from Yegor. It is going to be secured. Sigma.YNT, they still don't know what's up, what exactly is happening here, but they know that there's a ward on the high ground, so they will be dewarding that one before they continue doing anything. They are a little bit short on sentries, considering they already have like 6 of them on the map.
Now that's more like it.
7. But Queasy, either way, he will be placing the 8th one as well, securing this part of the map. It's controlled by his team. Sigma.YNT, they're in a smoke slayer. Not the easiest of targets. And definitely not the target that you want, right? He's in a good position to break the smoke. Bignum as well. Dark Lord will jump in, and the 2 supports should be going down. Bignum is already dead, and well, Slayer, the same will follow through as well. This was a smoke into Roche play, so right now you just walk into the pit. With the Clockwork being dead, well, there's not much you can do about this one. Or maybe they can. The Doom is coming over. Tusk. What can he do? Now they know about this ward as well, but Tusk is under his own vision still. And we'll use the shards, isolating the road. Dark Lord jumps in, but here comes Klaxon as well. The enrage was used by the Ursa. He was doomed. snowball. Who gets the Roche? Who gets it? It's on the ground. Get it, Klaxon. No, it is going to be Dark Lord. He couldn't do it. He couldn't take it from the other side. The 2 buybacks from the support. This is an absolute disaster. Oh, Bignum, you bought back. Yes, we did want a bonus. Thank you, but he will send him away. Still, the Centaur is still chasing in relentlessly, but Bignum seems to be able to survive. At least they're not going to be diebacks on the supports. That would have been a big disaster, but look at this one. The Clockwork goes in. Slayer, do you want to be there? They're going to get the Static Storm as well. Static getting field. Earlier, you survived on Bignum. Not any longer. The Sharpshooter connects. One more right click will seal the deal. Yegor has to go for the snowball. Onto the high ground. Should be okay. Drow Ranger, well, from that same high ground, will be dishing out the solid amount of damage. So don't want to be going in, but the supports using their spells and you diebacking on the Disruptor is definitely not a position you want to be put in here by if you're Moneymakers. It's looking pretty bad as the first Roche. And well, Moneymakers, they jumped in, and if maybe they had gotten the Aegis, it wouldn't have been so bad. But the Drow can never come into a fight right now. It's just impossible. They get a blink onto the DP as well. Moneymakers should know about that ward on their high ground, so Slayer is going for it right now and will be able to ward it. But here's the thing, Sigma.YNT, they are just so freaking farmed. They're not the ones with the Doom. Klaxon, he isn't really that big of an issue. His Dooms have been, well, subpar to put it
Radiant are scanning.
like sugarcoat it as much as possible, because they haven't been doing anything. And even his blink reveal was pretty bad. They're gonna get a halberd as well. That's a counter for the Drow. They understand this is the only hero now that's somewhat scaring them. He does have a solid amount of farm on Lucas, but everybody else is suffering. Everybody else would want to have a lot more on the side of Moneymakers. They're gonna have the Doom, they're gonna have all their spells. The thing is, there's gonna be an Exorcism as well, and you're still up against the Aegis. Ursa with the Basher means your BKBs, or BKB, isn't gonna be that effective any longer. And look at Sigma, they're everywhere. They're protecting the top lane, they're pushing the bottom lane. Moneymakers aren't really taking anything currently. Maybe that mid lane is a potential option, but Sigma isn't giving them that either. So Drow now does have a Shadow Blade. That's going to help a little bit in terms of positioning, and positioning is everything on this hero. If you have 5-7 seconds to attack with this hero, you will be able to do enough damage to threaten the lives of Sigma.YNT. The question is, how do you buy those seconds for him? Jump in from Kuropatic, he's going to get the stun off. Is this enough to get the kill? Yes. The answer is going to be swift. And for you, he's the one that secures it. Look at Lucas. He's just doing his best. He wants a BKB. He's not sure what to get. Tusk, he got the Ogre Axe. Who's caught it? It's going to be the Clockwork. The help is coming over. Sigma.YNT, they're bringing in some more heroes. Slayer should be able to get himself away. He might be putting a little bit of a problem there onto Lucas, who will, with the Shadow Blade, get himself into the trees, eat through them. Maybe he can use the multi-shot here, and he will. Having the shard does allow you to clear out the waves, so Lucas, very nicely done, is not going back. I guess you should have gone back. It's gonna be Klaxon. Very nice grab there coming out for Sigma.YNT. Bushwhack into a couple of hits from the Ursa. It's more than enough damage. You don't have anything defensive on this Doom. If you're not the one initiating, if you're not the one starting the fight with Doom, you're actually just gonna be a goner. At least he does have a shard, so the extra stun is gonna be there. Lucas. Okay, he's playing with his life a little bit, but he's not really being hunted currently, so not going to be punished for it. At least something going the way of Moneymakers, but he has gone back. He didn't know if they were coming for him. Everybody from Sigma was missing, and Vanskor puts a ward onto the high ground. They're going to be jumping in with the Centaur, and here comes the double silence as well. The two supports in a lot of trouble, but they will ultimately survive. They will immediately take down that ward, so nicely done by Moneymakers. And Kuropatic not really going to be pulled too far back, so he will be able to survive. And look at this, 4 Heroes, 5 heroes of Moneymakers in their base, not moving, not doing anything, just watching their tower slowly get chipped down. But this is a smoke time. There's no more exorcism. The Aegis will be expiring. Sigma.YNT, they will go back. They understand the dangers. You have to run. You have to run now. Being caught by Moneymakers is going to be a problem, especially because of the glimpse. 8 second. Oh, he found the regeneration as well, so we'll be getting back up to full. Moneymakers, they don't see anything. They don't know anything. They're like Jon Snow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sigma.YNT, they're out. They position themselves on their high ground. They know they're fine. Queasy, glimpsed. I won't say back. You're a little bit too deep with the Tusk. He has a snowball to save himself for a little bit longer. Hook shot out. They're just escaping. They're trying to live. Yegor, well, they tried. Atos not gonna connect. That was actually really close to getting the Clockwork a bonus kill as well. But Moneymakers, they got out of the base. They lost the core, if you can call him that, considering that the supports of Moneymakers, they're actually closing in. They will now get the tower as well. Everything that Moneymakers are trying with this much of a deficit, it is just not working out. And the Drow doesn't get a chance to attack ever. Which means that you just do not have nearly enough damage to bring down anybody, let alone anybody of significance on your side. So they go for a smoke. They want to surprise their enemy. Sigma.YNT, they're not sure that this is coming. They don't know this is coming. Vanscore is showing himself in the middle lane, but looking towards the earth side to get a doom off. Maybe. Where's the hook shot? The glimpse will be used. No BKB just yet. He did use the ulti. The doom over the ulti, so that's gonna be expiring fairly soon. It won't last even for 5 seconds, and you're a little bit too deep. The sharpshooter will connect onto the Drow. They have the force out, getting her out. They want to save her, but that's gonna be impossible. There's an abyssal blade. They have all the items in the world because they're so strong. Yegor, he's still alive. Probably not for long. Being chased down by so many heroes. The Athos will keep him in place, and the follow-up stuns and the damage will be there. They do disarm him. That was bought for the Drow, but used for a Tusk. He will not be able to use his fists. And Moneymakers, they are looking very much helpless in this game. The exorcism will be used. This should be a lane of racks. You have no glyph. You will have a refresh after this tier 3 falls. But your heroes are not going to be here soon enough. The 7-second glyph can be used right now if they want to. Moneymakers, there's absolutely no chance in hell that you're defending this lane of racks, so maybe you just let it go. Kuropatic, he wants Klaxon, who does not have a BKB. They're coming over. Where's the bushwhack? It will connect. This tree will be your burial ground. And another double edge will finish him off. Actually, he does get the stun off as the war stomp from my brethren. You have stolen that one, but well, the big boy, the big centaur comes out right now, and well, your war stomp is not gonna help. 26-7. Moneymakers haven't gotten a kill in forever. I think they had like 6 kills out of the laning stage. So yeah, it's a big deal. I thought Moneymakers were coming into this one as the favorite. Sigma.YNT really weren't looking good. They weren't playing well. It's not like they lost against good teams. No, sorry, and Team Sexy, they're not bad, but Cybercast, they just haven't been looking the greatest. And Sigma.YNT, their performance was just not up to their standards. But this game, it's looking pretty good. It's actually looking pretty good. Of course, it did start off well for them, so maybe, just maybe, this is a one-time thing still.
Radiant are scanning.
Let's not write off Moneymakers just yet. They're not giving up. 18,000 gold is hard to come back from. It's not impossible. They don't think it's impossible. They're still staying and playing in. Lucas, he's gonna have his BKB, so some kind of defense for the Drow will be there. So, Grovebow or the Mindbreaker, what do you go for, Lucas? Grovebow is just so good. But the Mindbreaker will allow you, if you're attacking, to do more damage. Smoke from Sigma.YNT. Where do you go? What do you do? You don't necessarily want the Clockwork. They want the triangle. Oh, they saw Lucas for a second. They know exactly where he is. Dark Lord is running forward. His smoke will break. The rest of Sigma, don't see anything going up the high ground. Is that going to be something they want to do? Queasy leading the charge, and Klaxon does have a blink away. That's the BKB. Maybe he can do it for you. Not gonna be using that one. The drow has been caught. The drow has been stomped and trampled on. And well, no, you cannot fight. This game is just over. You can't do anything. Biglum is just running away. He's gonna use that glimpse and gonna be shot down. The boomerang connects. Sharpshooter doesn't. But Moneymakers called GG. Really no more chances of winning this game. It's just so easy for Sigma.YNT. They run into you, they kill every single one of you, and your response, well, it's nothing. You can't do anything about it. You're helpless, and when you're helpless, when you have no idea of how to approach the fight, you just call GG. They thought maybe the BKB on the drow, maybe that was their timing, but then they saw just how easily she got dealt with, even with that item being available. So it's time to call it a game and prepare for the second one of the series. Coming into it, Moneymakers, everyone looked at them as the favorites, but they got smacked in game number 1 quite easily from the side of Sigma.YNT. But stomps do happen, and it doesn't matter that one team is better than the other. So we'll see in game number 2 if this is actually the real difference in strength, or will Moneymakers show us something more? We will find out in a couple of minutes, so stay with us.